Hi friends, welcome back to another video. Today we have a little bit of a chatty sit-down vloggy style video, so grab your iced coffees, grab your matchas, grab your waters, and let's get into it. It's been a little while since I've done like a vlog or anything, so I kind of wanted to get into the topic of burnout and some of the things I'm doing to kind of help with burnout, and also kind of focus a little bit more on self-care this summer so that it doesn't happen again. I basically just kind of realized I need to take a step back, touch some grass, and reflect on what it is I actually need as we move into the busy season of summer. I don't know about you, but summer is just so busy for me. Everybody's trying to make plans, the sun's out, everybody wants to do stuff, you feel guilty for just like rotting inside. And yeah, it's just very like go, 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 I find. And burnout always inevitably comes for me when I start to neglect those little things that kind of make me feel human, like taking care of just my basic health and appearance, little maintenance things, socializing, going outside, dedicating time to my hobbies and stuff like that. I thought it would be kind of fun to make sort of a reset guide on things that I'd like to do to make the most out of the summer, but while still being like gentle with myself, and spend time on things that just create the biggest impact for me, that are the easiest to do. So I wanted to go over a little summer routine reset, a summer hobby mood board / vision board, and a little summer TBR. Okay, so starting off with our routine reset. These are things that are seemingly insignificant, but they actually have a really big impact on me personally and just how I feel throughout the day. I find it important to actually list these things out so that I'm conscious of them and I can make more of an effort to include them in my everyday life. The first one is walking more. I've been pretty good at consistently doing like 1 or 2 long walks a week, plus walking on the weekends, but I kind of count like the weekdays as more of my structured walk time. Weekends is like you're walking to like meet up with friends and whatever, which still counts, but it's less intentional. I like to either go on my walks early in the morning before work or kind of around like sunset after dinner. And it can be a really fun chance to go and like try a new sweet treat place around your neighborhood. It's kind of fun also to people watch and see like where people are kind of congregating, because then you'll probably find the good coffee and snack spots. The next one is playing tennis. I played a lot of tennis actually when I was younger, but as an adult I haven't played tennis in I genuinely don't even know how long. I think like an early morning or sunset little tennis game would be so fun to include on kind of a weekly basis. The only thing is that I don't have tennis rackets anymore, so I would need to obtain those as well as people to play with, because I fear pickleball has kind of taken over. So I need to find some tennis partners. It's a seasonal game, kind of same with golf. I don't play golf, but you can't really play it when the weather's shitty, so you got to take advantage of the summer season, and the days are longer, so there's more time that you can get out there to play. The next one is cooking more intuitively and intentionally. And what I mean by this is I'm very stuck in a routine for cooking, especially where I cook like the same things, and I'm very rarely consuming cooking content on social media, so I don't really see a lot of good inspo. But I would love to kind of incorporate more spontaneous trips to the grocery store to pick up like fresh produce, fresh ingredients, fresh herbs, and like make something really yummy that I saw that day, and not just rely on what we have in the fridge, which is obviously good because you're saving money that way. But I think it's fun to try new recipes, and if you see something that looks really yummy, I would love to just kind of make it like right at that moment or for dinner that day, rather than like plan it for a future meal, you know? The next one is reading outside. I love reading, like stopping at a park bench to read, reading at the beach, reading in the backyard or on the balcony, which we don't have furniture on our balcony yet. That's still a work in progress. But just listening to the birds, sitting underneath a tree, people watching a little bit, having like the nice breeze. I just love it. My goal is to always bring my Kobo with me on a walk and make sure that I always have a light, easy breezy read that's on the go on there. So I'm not stuck bringing like a hardback, heavy, large book with me. I can just bring my Kobo. It's light, it fits in my little, whatever you call those bags, not a fanny pack, but you know, those little sling bags. It fits in there. Having like an easy book to kind of just pick up and read little snippets of at a time, I think it's perfect. Not so much like a fantasy, like a heavy fantasy where you really gotta like immerse yourself in the world, but something just like easy, light. I think that's the perfect recipe for a nice sunny afternoon. The next one is watching more TV. I want to make watching more shows a little bit of a priority this summer. Shows and movies. So I find after spending a long day outside in the sun, you're really sleepy after, and nothing feels better than coming home, having a cold shower, getting all cozy, and then just plopping on the couch and watching a show or a movie and like snacking. And it's so comfy, and I feel like it's the perfect environment to kind of relax and just let yourself be taken away by a show. So that is a goal for me this summer. And then the last one is contrary to what I literally just said. My last one is to have less screen time in the summer, and specifically have no screen time in the mornings when I just wake up. I've gotten so bad at this. I've basically been ignoring my like time limits on my phone. The app time limits that I have. I've just been completely ignoring those for as long as I can remember. But my days always start off just wrong if I'm on Instagram as soon as I wake up. So I would definitely like to limit it to like the New York Times puzzle games. Like I'll do my Wordle in the morning when I drink my coffee, but I don't want to be on social media, and like I don't want to be consuming all the time. I love my YouTube. I'll always have YouTube playing while I'm working. I think that's fine. But like TikTok and Instagram, there's not a ton of value for me personally. And it can be a huge time waste. So yeah, that's one of my goals, and that's probably the most important one. I really want to stick to it. So let's hold ourselves accountable. Okay, with all of that being said, I want to make a little summer bucket list, mood board, vision board thing with Pinterest. So let's go ahead and mosey on over to somewhere a little more comfortable. All right, here's the plan, fam. We are gonna make a little cutie summer Pinterest board, and I'm excited. We're gonna make a new board. I'm gonna call it my Summer 2025 Mood Board. And we're just gonna go ahead and start pinning a bunch of things. A lot of it is very like simple, I would say. I'm trying to be realistic here, not necessarily adding trips to the Mediterranean on here, because that's not realistic for what we be doing, but you know, things that are like little everyday moments that we can really make cute. Oh, this is nice. It says how to have a slow summer. Create a summer bucket list that encourages you to unplug. Bask in the warm glow of the June sun. Take leisurely walks in nature. Spend relaxed evenings with twinkling lights. Wander through a charming bookstore on rainy days. Allow yourself to lose track of time. Gather around a bonfire and roast marshmallows. That's so cute. I love that. Oh my goodness. A lot of these are just perfect vibes. Let's see, this one's the ultimate summer reset. Mental reset. Audit your habits. What's draining versus energizing. Set 3 non-negotiables. Clear out digital noise. Make a playlist for your Q3 villain era. Excuse me? Schedule your no plan days. Protect your peace. Environment reset. Deep clean your space. Trash expired skincare, makeup, redo your calendar, organize your files, move furniture. That's what we did last time in the last vlog. Digital reset. Delete unused apps, unsubscribe from spammy emails, delete photos, create folders, rename your files. And a physical reset. Move your body, hydration goals, make one signature smoothie, pick a 30-day challenge, actually go outside, touch grass, get sun. Okay, I don't think that's quite for me. It's not perfectly aligned, but I do like the sentiment. Ooh, no cook summer salad. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, here is my summer mood board. I'm so excited. We have some yummy, fresh food here, everything I've ever wanted. We have some like fun summer skincare because I've been more into like yummy smelling body care just for like seasonal themed body and skincare. I think is fun. We have some like summery self-care with a bath and a nice drink and a book and the Mamma Mia soundtrack and a face mask. I think that looks beautiful. I want to get more into coloring again, We have my favorite drink, the strawberry matcha. We have a little movie night, drawing, painting at a cafe, paddleboarding, tennis, cute balconies, farmers markets, reading outside, painting, matcha, and just getting outside in general. I love making Pinterest boards. I love being on Pinterest. I don't really do it enough, I don't think, or maybe I do an acceptable amount, but making that Pinterest board just made me feel really excited and really motivated. So if you're finding yourself in a slump, dealing with burnout, maybe spend some time on Pinterest and see what other people have conjured up. If you can find any of those like lists that people love to make, like those little self-care, motivating, step-by-step lists of how to do XYZ. Those might be helpful. It might be bullshit, but it could be helpful. It's kind of just fun also to conjure up like an idealized version of you that's doing all these fun activities. It obviously doesn't have to be perfect like how it appears on Pinterest, but just to kind of motivate you and give you ideas of things that might be exciting and might be a nice way to kind of romanticize the everyday, because that is how it feels to me. I'm excited to kind of dive into some activities. Okay, lastly, let's dive into a little mini summer TBR. Keep in mind, a lot of the books that I have on my bookshelves are very summery, but I've already read a lot of them. So I have a smaller selection here, as well as some library books. But if you would ever like to see a summer specific recommendations video, let me know and I'd be happy to do one. The first is the book that I'm currently reading. This is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. This is the second book in the Serpent and the Wings of Night duology. I'm just over halfway and I feel like I've been reading this book for a long time. Honestly, I'm just not loving it that much. Basically, it's a romantasy book following vampires, and the first book is a kind of trial competition that you're following, which is always fun. This one is following like the aftermath of the events of the trial, and it dragged at the beginning a lot. I think it's starting to pick up now, so we'll see how quickly I'm able to finish it, but as of now, it's kind of bothering me and it's kind of putting me into a little bit of a reading slump. This is my current read and I will finish it because I borrowed it from my friend and I have to give it back. The next is the audiobook that I'm currently listening to, which is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, I think is how you say it. I've already watched the show and I love the show. So I'm listening to it as an audiobook because it is very, very long, but it's basically a historical romance time travel novel set in the Scottish Highlands. So if you like anything historical, if you like romance, like deep, yearning, very dramatic romance, you would probably like Outlander, although there are a lot of like content warnings, I would say. But it's very romantic. It's very lovely and the characters are fantastic. And I'm excited to be like journeying into the Outlander series because it's very long and I know I'll be entertained for a good long while, hopefully. Okay, the next one is the library book that I have rented that is due in like 5 days, so I need to hurry up and finish it. It is The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen, and this is the second book to the Bridge Kingdom book that I read in a previous reading vlog. And this is basically a romantasy again. It's an enemies to lovers book about a assassin princess who basically marries the prince of their enemy kingdom, and she's like sworn to bring the kingdom to its knees from the inside out. But I'm excited to get to the second book because the first one left off in a cliffhanger and I think the second one will be good and exciting and I really liked it, so there's that. Next is one of my favorite books of all time. It is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Osman. And this is a book that I read pretty much every summer because it is just summer to its core. You are following two boys, two young men, I suppose, in Italy in the 1980s. It's the most romantic and heavily yearning and true depiction of first love that I've probably ever read. It's so beautiful. The setting is absolutely glorious and the writing is very emotional and just lovely. And it's a great book to read in the summer if you like kind of scenic descriptions and you like Italy. you'll notice there's a bit of a theme with the books that I've chosen. The next book that I have on my list is Child of the Prophecy by Juliette Marillier. This is the third book to the Seven Waters trilogy, which is basically following a family in ancient Ireland, and this is following like the offspring of the characters of the first and second novels. So it's very romantic, it's historical, it's mystical, it's magical, and I'm really excited to read this third book because the second one, oh, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with it. It was so good. The next one on my list is a Greek mythology retelling, and it is Cassandra by Krista Wolf. And first of all, just that cover. This follows Cassandra, who is the daughter of the king of Troy, who is cursed with the gift of prophecy, but never being believed by anyone. And I think this is kind of like a feminist retelling. I honestly haven't heard very much about it at all, but I've had it for a long time and I'm excited to get to it because Greek mythology retellings just feels very summery to me. Okay, the next book I have is Never by Jessa Hastings. This is a Peter Pan retelling, but toxic. The cover is really beautiful. I feel like Jessa Hastings is pretty much married to the idea of a toxic couple, so I think that might be what we have here, but something about a retelling, something about Peter Pan feels very magical. It feels whimsical and fun and light. Maybe? We'll see. I'll have to get back to you on that. Okay, the next book is another one that I've had for a while now, but I don't really know very much about it. And that is Still Life by Sarah Winman. This is another historical novel set in 1944, I think it begins, in Tuscany. So again, another Italy setting. And it follows a English soldier and an art historian, I believe. And I think it has like found family, and I think it's very character focused. So yeah, I like reading historical novels during the summer, I suppose. Okay, and then the last book is The Last Supper by Rachel Cusk. This one is a memoir following, I think, just like her and her family as they pick up and move to Italy or travel to Italy for a few months. And yeah, I mean, Italy in the summer. Okay. Those are all the books that I'm hoping to get to this summer. Let me know what you are wanting to read. What's on your summer TBR? Are you like a historical fan during the summer, or are you fantasy, or do you like reading rom-coms? Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you think I should read. If you have any recommendations for me, I would love to hear them. So I think with all that being said, let's get into some of the activities. The summer self-care, burnout eradicating activities. Let's go. Okay, hi, we're back from our little book jaunt and reading session. Next on the agenda, I really wanted to have a summer bath. What is a summer bath, you might ask? Well, it's a bath with like fruity bath bombs while sipping on a summery drink. And I also wanted to play Stardew Valley in the bath. So we're gonna make a smoothie, and we're gonna clean our bath and then get in the bath and play Stardew Valley this evening. Yay! I'm very excited. We are in the bath. We are in our green Kool-Aid bath, playing some Stardew Valley. We have our smoothie. Life is good. Cheers. Good morning. It is 7:30. I'm gonna go on a little walkie walk, maybe get a little coffee or a matcha, a little sweet treat, and just enjoy our beautiful sunny morning. All right, y'all, we are back from our lovely little walk. I raced home for a 9 a.m. meeting and I missed out on getting my full 10,000 steps, only to find out that my meeting was changed to Wednesday. So that's okay. It was still very enjoyable. There's something about going and getting a coffee or a matcha and a sweet treat and then like sitting and basking in the sun in a cloudless sky by the water. You can smell the salt, you can hear the birds, and it's just the sound of the waves and peace. I felt like I was on vacation and it was really lovely. But with all that being said, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you're not going through burnout, but if you are, I hope maybe this video helped or it gave you some motivation to go out and, you know, do something nice for yourself. Or I hope that it was just entertaining to watch. And I'm wishing you all the best. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!